The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra is still on sale for $974.99. That's a big deal. And I think we're probably going to see a lot of this for a while. So if you've been wanting to get one, maybe time to pull the trigger. So this is on Best Buy, $974. You can get it on $9.99 at Amazon. I actually made a video about this a few weeks ago, but I thought it was only going to be on sale basically for like Mother's Day and Memorial Day. And I thought it would bounce back after that. But apparently it hasn't. So lucky you, if you're watching this video. The S23 Ultra, I've said this once, I've said it probably 50 times. I think it's the best phone that Samsung has ever made. It has the whole package. And it has, of course, the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 under the hood. You've got the wonderful S Pen, which I just used today because my wife sent me a really, really long grocery list. And I just screenshotted it, and I was writing on the screen, Xing off as I went through the store. So if you're very rudimentary like me and don't use any fancy apps that you can share your grocery list with your loved ones, it's a great thing to have. Of course, you got the 200 megapixel camera, and then you've got this beautiful 6.8-inch display on the front, Quad HD+, 120 hertz refresh rate, the whole 9 yards, and it's got a 5,000 milliamp battery, which, out of all the phones I've tested, I think has the best battery life so far for a flagship phone in 2023. I think it's better than the iPhone 14 Pro series, which is a big thing. Because last year, the S22 series had such horrendous battery. Like, terrible, terrible. So, this has been great. It's basically all the experience of last year, but it's fixed, and this year is better. So, that's good for all of us. I didn't even think, I think I even made a video before it came out saying, you probably should just keep the S22 Ultra and don't buy the S23 Ultra. But then I bought it, and the battery life was so improved, the standby time was so improved. I came back and said, it's actually a really good phone to upgrade to. So if your carrier has a great deal, if you can get rid of the other one somehow, and if the battery life is not working for you, then go for it. Now, also, there have been quite a few refinements to the camera ever since it's come out too. I know we had some problems with HDR, with the night mode stuff, and just a couple different things. Even the shutter speed, of course, still had the lag there, but they've kind of improved on a lot of those things. And that's one thing that I really like that Samsung's been doing really well the last year or two, is their commitment to improving their products, getting out timely security patches, getting out timely updates, and then everything's good with One UI 5. So I've really enjoyed this experience a lot more than I expected to. And that's been a really nice thing because the phone costs $1,199. Like, it's very expensive, but at $974, that puts it even cheaper than the iPhone 14 Pro. Not just the Pro Max, it's cheaper than the iPhone 14 Pro. And of course, they upped the baseline storage to 256 gigabytes. That's great, especially if you want to shoot 4K video, 8K video. That stuff takes up some serious storage space. If you want to shoot in RAW and things like that, you can get some pretty big file sizes too for your photos. So that's a great thing to have, that extra storage space, because most other phones that are out there, well, they only come with 128. Especially like the iPhone series. So you got to pay more for that anyway. So if you're looking at an iPhone 14 Pro Max, $1,099, but to get the 256, you got to pay an extra $100. So that puts this in a really good position, because now you can say, all right, it's only 4 months old. It's cheaper than the iPhone 14 Pro, cheaper than the Pro Max, and across the board is the best flagship Android phone for most people out there. Now, I do miss my Sony Xperia 1 Mark V, which I've already ordered one. I'll get it again next month. I'm back using this as my daily driver. And it's been a pretty good experience, other than, well, today I dropped it and I dinged up my leather case. I changed the brightness on it. I went and I took my kids to go see the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Verse, whatever it is. I can't remember. Either way, they loved the Miles Morales Spider-Man cartoon thing. So I took them to go see it. I turned the brightness down really, really low while I was in the video. And then I went out and I was trying to turn the brightness back up, and I dropped it right on the corner of my leather case. But hey, did a good job. And that's important. I want to talk about this because it protected my phone. No dings, no scratches, no cracks. So it was even about a 4-foot drop. Took it like a champ, right on the concrete. And of course, now I have this ding. But it's still in pretty good shape. I mean, I love the leather case. And talking about cases, the leather case that Samsung makes for their phones, I absolutely love. And I've used it almost exclusively as a primary case for most of my Samsung phones for the last few years. So I'm not getting paid to say this from Samsung. I bought all this stuff. Like, they certainly didn't send this to me. But yeah, it's a great phone. $974 is a steal of a deal for this phone. I mean, it's not cheap. Not trying to pretend like it is cheap. So if you're in the market for this, it's a steal of a deal. If you're not looking to get one of these phones and you want to get a $200, $300, $400 phone, it's not a steal of a deal. It's a really expensive phone. So I don't want to be insensitive there, but for folks who want the biggest, baddest Samsung flagship phone that you can get, it's a pretty good deal. So check it out. I've got a link in the description. You can go to Best Buy. Also, I've got one for Amazon as well. And yeah, I've really enjoyed this phone. I've enjoyed making videos about it. I've enjoyed making content with it. The cameras, they are good. I think it's got excellent video stuff going on. The S Pen, of course, still the only phone really that you can get one with. I mean, you can get it with like the Moto G stylus, but we're talking like a cheap $150 phone. It doesn't even compare to this. And, well, this phone really is kind of on it's like on its own tier. And that's why they refuse to water it down any further. Like, they'll water down the S23 to try and sell you up on this. They're not watering this one down. And the screen is amazing. 2x AMOLED. It's beautiful. 120 hertz refresh rate. I love the color saturation. Samsung knows what they're doing here. And I know some people say it's not the best looking Samsung display you can get, but I think it looks fantastic. I really enjoy using it, and it's just been a good phone for me. I bought this 4 months ago. I've had it since day one, and I've tested it against a lot of other phones. And yeah, there are some other value phones you could get, like the OnePlus 11. I just made a video about that the other day. It's the best value flagship phone, I think, for most folks. It's also got the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2. If you're not looking to get a Samsung, you're not looking to get an uber expensive $1,000 phone, then totally go with the OnePlus 11. But if you love Samsung phones, you wanted to try one out, you want the S Pen experience, you want this 200 megapixel camera, you want, I think, best and most reliable when it comes to software updates and security patches and all that stuff, they're even doing better than Google. And you get 4 years of operating system updates, 5 years of security patches. That's great. And I think this phone will actually last that long. And that's something I talked about recently as well. 2-3 years ago, I did not have confidence that those phones were going to last 3 years. It was like, the whole thing with me was basically ditch a Samsung after a year or two because they really start to get bogged down. It's like a terrible experience. The battery life, this is not a great experience. So historically, I've just not had good experiences after a year or two with these phones. But now, I think this one will go the distance. I think it'll be good 4 years from now. And I know a lot of people give them flack, but it has 45-watt charging. It also has wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP68, all those great things, great speakers. But when it comes to the battery, 45-watt charging will protect it in the long haul. It's just fast enough that it gets charged pretty quick, but it's not considered slow. It's better than like the iPhone. It's better than the Google phones. So it kind of puts it in the middle, but 45 watts I think is very responsible because it's kind of a good middle ground where you get the benefits, but you don't have to worry too much about long-term stuff. Plus, there's advanced battery care, battery optimization when it comes to charging and things. So there are other ways you can protect the battery, make it last longer in the long run. But I have confidence in this phone. I think at $974, it is a really good deal. And if you're interested in getting one, yeah, even after 4 months later, I think it's even better than when it came out. They've done some refinement stuff to the cameras. So I just wanted to share this again with y'all one more time. If you're interested, I've got links in the description for Best Buy and for Amazon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Solid phone, solid price now. Definitely better than $11.99 when it came out. And that's all I got. So if you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, if you've got a Samsung video and you like it, please sound off in the comment section because I think it's a good phone. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button, little notification bell, all that jazz. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.